was younger, not much more than 6, my auntie had a B&B out in the sticks, towards Warren Point, but not quite as far, with its own outside seating area, restaurant and bar. We'd visit each summer for a fortnight or so, and characters would come and characters would go, but one seems to stick in my mind most plainly, and this is the story of Jurassic Jamie. He was of average build, around 6'2". His hair was blonde and his eyes were blue. Smartly dressed with eloquent speech, he came down each year and he would stay for a week. A normal man by any estimation, until he had a few drinks and a few conversations, for then his party trick would come out instead, and that was smashing eggs off of his head. Well, it was always late, or late I'd assume. A cigarette smoke chased the air from the room. The smashing would start and the others would groan, as Jurassic Jamie smashed and laughed and smashed and laughed alone. Eventually the rest would head to bed, but Jamie would stay up smashing eggs off his head, hysterically laughing as if it was a joke. He'd be covered in shells and covered in yolk, and it kept the guests awake all of the night with his laughing and his smashing and childish delight. And people would shout, "Can you knock it on the head?" And knock it he would, but it was an egg. And morning would come with tired yells, but gone would be Jamie and his assortment of shells, and the kitchen would be clean without any trace of the eggs he'd been smashing on his head and his face. Well, so my auntie hid the eggs, where I don't know, but this made it worse as he'd just bring his own free-range eggs from a farm down the road. He'd enter the room like he's about to explode, with a smile erupting from ear to ear and a large black bag full of egg-based cheer. When my auntie began to lock the door, he'd do the smashing outside, then head off to buy more. Now, as a name, Jurassic Jamie might not be good, as even a caveman would appreciate food, but it sounded funny with alliteration too, so it just made sense upon further review. And you might have thought that he wasn't a full shilling, but would you believe it now? He's a failed politician. And if the story got out, I'm sure he would hate me, but that was the story of Jurassic Jamie.